I often think using the laws of attraction is almost like something like Star Wars. Use the Force, Luke. Use the Force. What do I mean by that? Well, what you radiate outward in your thoughts, your feelings, your mental pictures, your words, you attract in your life. One of the most powerful forces in the universe surrounds us, affects us, and can be used positively to impact our life. Like gravity, it's not the same sure thing that we can turn off whenever we want and on whenever we want. It just is. It's there. You don't realise. And like gravity, we can choose to fight it, complain about it, or harness its tremendous benefits, such as what successful people do. Remember, success leaves clues. I'm talking about the law of attraction. For centuries, most people didn't care or know it existed until 2006. A documentary movie called The Secret was released and featured. Many teachers taught this powerful law at that time. And I've consciously used the law of attraction to create personal success and business milestones throughout my life. And interestingly, the key practices for harnessing its power, as many as the same principles and practices as we're talking about just now. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, behaviours like taking 100% responsibility for your outcomes in your life, believing it's possible, visualising your desires, creating a vision board, repeating affirmations, acting as if it's happened already, maintaining a positive expectancy, practicing forgiveness, meditating, practicing uncommon appreciation, and developing positive money consciousness. Since The Secret and the law of attraction have become so much part of our culture, let's take a few moments to discover what it is, how it works, and most important, how you can use it to create a life and results that you actually want. Good morning, Alana. Stated in its most basic form, the law of attraction says, what you think about, talk about, believe strongly about, and feel intensely about will bring about the desired results you're after. Really, that's what it is. Throughout history, the greatest minds and spiritual teachers have been pointing us to this truth all the time. Well, consider the following. What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. That's Mark 11:24, the King James Bible. All that we are is a result of what our thoughts are. Buddha. A man is a product of his thoughts. What he thinks he becomes. Gandhi. The empires of the future are the empires of the mind. Winston Churchill. What we become what we think about all day long. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and it will call it fate. Carl Jung. These are great thinkers, and the power of our thoughts have over our lives for impacting what we have to create everything we experience, even to determine our place in the world. How can mere thoughts control so many aspects of our lives? That's what it really comes down to. Well, because our thoughts are made up of energy, they can impact our physical world round about us. So what do we mean by this? Well, today's scientists, for example, know that everything found in the universe is made up of energy. This goes for both physical and non-physical objects. Of course, basic chemistry tells us that the physical object, such as a building, a tree, a book, is made up of billions of individual atoms. Like little energy bundles, they interact and bond with other atoms into many forms, including water, metal, plants, solids, plastic, wood pulp, and other raw materials used to manufacture physical objects. Non-physical things, including thoughts, are made up of energy. They're intangible. They're not there. They don't exist really, but they exist in the force. Let's call it the force. As they're also made up of energy such as can bond and interact with aspects of objects of our physical world. It's well known, for instance, that our brainwaves, literally our thoughts, are a form of intense energy that can be easily detected with standard medical equipment, And that can interact with our physical world as any other form of the energy world itself. So what do I mean by that? Will interact with our physical world. Well, have you ever thought about a distant friend only to get a photo call from them minutes later? Have you ever driven on a highway and thought you might actually get a speeding ticket, only to see flashing lights behind you and you end up getting a ticket? That's the brainwaves interacting with your physical reality. You actually know it's going to happen and you can feel it's going to happen, but you end up expecting it to happen. And guess what? It happens. You get what you expect. So if you expect good things, what do you think is going to happen next? If you expect bad things, what do you think is going to happen next? So luckily, it's possible to use your thoughts to stimulate the positive outcomes too. If you've ever desired something intensely for months only to suddenly receive it through the stupendous means, or step into a situation where it was provided for you, that was also your thoughts, intention, and the desired impacting your experience. So tomorrow we're going to talk about the world as we have created it as a process of our thinking. Remember, things like, for example, I always look back at things in history like Star Trek, and at that time you thought that was absolutely impossible. But look at communicators. Look at what happened, mobile phones. What do you think that is? Where do you think that thought process came from? And that was all thought through, and it ended up, if somebody did that, what do you think people like Elon Musk put people into space? Where do you think that thought process and dreams come from? As a man thinketh, so he become. And I'll see you tomorrow.